So last night we were threatened with frost, and thankfully it got cold, but there wasn't really an official frost that happened, so we were happy about that because I was concerned about our bell peppers, which are behind me, that are in some of our raised beds. And as you can tell, I was out here this morning picking all of the viable bell peppers. In that bowl behind me is a very good harvest of bell peppers. And this is one of my favorite garden vegetables. Just ask my family. They think I sneak bell peppers into everything that I cook. So they are very nutritious, very high in vitamin C. So we all need a little boost of vitamin C these days. But this morning I was out here just harvesting some peppers, and I'm pleased, very pleased. Pleased that we didn't get a frost, and pleased with the harvest so far. Now there still are a little few small peppers on the plants, but I'm gonna leave them. And it is supposed to warm up here in the next few days, so hopefully they'll still keep producing until they're done for the year. But we still have beets to harvest at some point. I am leaving those as long as I can, just because we're so busy otherwise. We do have some nice cherry tomatoes that are still growing that were all volunteer within our beets. I'll give you a sneak peek of those here in a minute. Still have some basil growing, and we have some butternut squash growing in another garden. So those are the things that are still growing around our place. So if you watched our garden tour video, or what's growing in the garden, earlier in the season, I had planted all of these bell peppers from seed, just by sprinkling the seed in the soil. So I'm thrilled that they've grown so big, but they've come a long way. And then here's the end result. So who can complain about that? Over here in this bed were the 2 volunteer bell pepper plants that had come up, and they produced so many, and still are. There's our one lonely beet over here. It's just ginormous. It's still really firm. Here are the volunteer cherry tomatoes growing in our beets, which kind of took over all of the beets. But we're snacking on a lot of these cherry tomatoes. I will be pickling the beets. I promise you they're in here. But they are absolutely mammoth beets. Beets under the tomatoes. That's the nice thing about beets. You can leave them as long as possible. With them being a root vegetable, they tend to last a fairly long time. Over here were some herbs. The dill is expired. And here's some basil. I am going to harvest more of these leaves and dehydrate them, because that's too many to just leave be. I had cilantro here, which I've yanked. So that's what's growing around our place yet this growing season. We've still been harvesting okra. I forgot to mention that earlier. We still have been getting a lot of okra. We just cut, I'd say probably 3 or 4 gallon bucket last night. And I've lost count of how many times we've gotten probably that amount or more. Oh gosh, I'd say at least maybe 7 times we've cut that many. We planted 3 huge rows of okra this year, and so it has given us more than I can use. I've pickled it, I have blanched it and froze it, so it's ready to go in soups, stews, or just to fry in a skillet. We wanted a good crop of okra this year, and boy, did we get it. here's what's left of the okra. Like I said, we just cut it all last night, but we're still getting growth. The leaves are starting to fall off. The plants are starting to look rather naked, but it's still producing. Butternut squash. So we're happy with that. Can't complain. Sure have been blessed this growing season. I hate to see it come to an end. This is always a very bittersweet time of year. I like fall, but I'm always sad to see summer go. It seems like it's such a short time of the year, and it's here and gone before we can realize it. Summer's very, very busy for us homesteaders, with all the canning and preserving and growing that happens and goes on. We do look forward to winter months when we can take a little bit of a rest from all of that. And we have other things that keep us busy, like butchering animals, and I do some soap making. I make lip balm. I make some whipped body butters and homemade lotions. So those will be in the works this winter, fall and winter. But yeah, I'm always sad not to be able to grow vegetables here where we live during the late fall and winter months. But Tom and I are kicking around the idea of putting in a greenhouse. We're gonna build that ourselves, we think. I don't know if we'll get it done this year, but it'll definitely be in store come spring if we don't. But it sounds like Tom's busy with the chainsaw, so we might go take a peek at what he's up to. To mention to you earlier about our orchard items that are still growing, or that are growing. We have persimmons apples and pears. So these are the persimmons, and they're starting to turn. Persimmons will turn a deep orange color when they're ready to be harvested. Persimmons are kind of weird. They grow on the underneath side of the branches. But this tree does have a lot on it. I did taste one last weekend and it was still pretty bitter. It looked ready, but it wasn't. So if anyone knows a good way to preserve these persimmons, let me know in the comments. I would appreciate it. This would be my first year experimenting with them. Over here is one of our orchard areas. This is our oldest orchard, but this apple tree, hopefully you can see, is just loaded with apples. And they're pretty good size. I mean, if you compare it to my hand, it's a good size apple, and a lot have fallen on the ground, which the deer will love. But we have not sprayed this tree or done anything to it other than just leave it be. So the apples are very healthy looking, minus a few, bug spots. But you're gonna have that because we are not professional apple people. But they're beautiful. So I think I'm gonna do applesauce and apple butter, and probably just canned apples to be used or eaten as is. This is a Granny Smith tree. Now these apples aren't as pretty. They've got a lot of spots and stuff on them, but they'll still be good to use. This apple tree, I believe, is a Fuji. Pretty good looking apples. Again, they've got some spots on the apples, but we don't spray our fruit trees with any kind of chemicals. Maybe we should, I don't know. But that is so good. If you're going for looks, you probably won't like our apples, but I'm going for flavor. So, wow. I just need more time. Never enough time, is there? No matter who you are, you always run out of time. But I will make some time for this, so get your knife ready, Mom. I'm going to be calling you. My mom offered to come and help me process these apples. She said she was really good with a paring knife, so sharpen up your skills. Man, homesteading is such a joy for us. I have just absolutely loved gardening this year and canning and just seeing everything grow and produce and bless us with such wonderful, healthy food to eat. When you can make meals out of the food that you've grown and worked so hard to put up and preserve and can, it is so rewarding to sit down and enjoy a meal with your spouse, your friends, your family, your kids, anyone, anybody that knocks on your door. It is such a blessing to be able to sit down and eat a meal made with all of the food that you've grown and harvested and put away, or even half of the meal made with the food that you've grown. Man, it is great. It is great. I can't explain to you how satisfying and rewarding and just how you feel. Just how you feel. It's amazing. So if you're thinking of starting a homestead, man, just do it. Just do it. Dive in, head first, and just get going. You'll learn as you go. It gets a little bit easier, and you find different methods to do things. But I would encourage you, if that's something on your to-do list, do it. don't even think about it. Go for it. But just to walk up here to the orchard and grab an apple for a snack, wow, it's good. So again, we thank you for watching Outdoors and Country Living. We love what we do here. This is just our normal life. We just thought we would start to document it and share it with those that enjoy the same thing we do, or thinking about starting their own homestead and growing your own food and being as self-sufficient as you possibly can be. So go do it. Don't think about it. Yeah, we love it. If you're new here, we want to thank you and we want to welcome you. And we hope that you'll stick around. Hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner and check out our About page so you can learn a little bit more about us. And watch our videos. Share them with those that you know or with people that you think would enjoy them. But thanks so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. And we hope you stick around and check out all of our other videos. So you guys have a great day. Take care. Go eat something that you've grown. Or go grow something so you can eat it. All right. See you later.